I tell everybody that comes into my office that I know where they've been. I have been doing the extreme diets to cabbage soup, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers. I am the yo-yo dieter, so I was very good at gaining and losing. I could do any program out there, very disciplined. The problem was when I had to go back to normal life. I never understood how to reintegrate food back into my life without being out of control. So I would simply restrict myself and do whatever fad diet was out there. And this was 20 years ago. And then I would just jump back into normal life and beat myself up. And it was an ongoing vicious cycle that I don't want anybody to ever have to go through again. So I wanted to create a program that was focused on sustainability, maintenance, and helping people understand their bodies more, but also introducing a new concept to reintegrating food back into their lives again and not having any fear of food, not living a restrictive lifestyle. So I have been on the upwards of 200 pounds. I am at my lowest, which I've been, even after pregnancy, I was able to get back down again. And women know that that is not an easy feat, but I'm at my lowest of 130. So it's been quite the journey, but it's something that I would definitely recommend somebody trying if they're in a spot where they've tried everything.
The beauty of working with Carrie, she gives you the tools to, if you do start going up, you can quickly manage it. Now that you're at your goal, and you pop up at 5 pounds, I could lose that in a week. So now I'm able to maintain and control my weight just by the tools that she gave me. In particular, it's watching the oils, like seed oils are particularly bad. Even grains, and then she also teaches you when you get back into the phases that you're reintroducing food, you discover foods that you didn't realize were a trigger food. Like for me, cabbage, and I love cabbage, I'm German, but cabbage, it triggers it. Watermelon triggers it. So it's finding out the foods that trigger your weight gain. And you learn to live with it by either adjusting the amount that you have or saying, I'm going to treat myself today.
And I think for the two of us, it was doing it together too. That was the only way I think we could have.
Yeah.
We'd gotten in a bad habit of sitting on the front porch every night, ordering pizza, French fries, and
hamburgers.
It just got bigger and bigger. The journey's fantastic. You notice the numbers right away, and then a couple weeks in, you do start noticing the body change, and you just start feeling better. And I think the biggest thing for us was food prep. So we would prep every Sunday, get everything weighed out. So we would have the 8 ounces of veggies all prepared. We'd cook all the lean meats, and then literally that day, for lunch, you grab the veggie, you measure out your 4 ounces of whatever protein you're adding in, and there's your lunch. So I think that for us was the biggest change. And even now, a year and a half later, we still do it. So I think we took a lot of Carrie's tools and we came up with our own, tricks of the trade, and found the right spice label or the right dressing label, or, things to kind of take the model that she gives you and said, okay, how do we tweak that to what we like to eat and how we like to do it, but in a good way. And so whenever we came across anything that, we hadn't heard of, we'd run it by her and she'd say, yep, that's a good one, or no, watch this label for that. And so super helpful. The personal feeling that you get, you just start feeling good. And then when others start noticing it, I'll remember every day someone would walk by my office and go, thinner again today, thinner again today. And so when other people start noticing it, and then that's rewarding. But then when other people also come to you and say, how did you do it? I really need to do this. And when people realize how quickly you can do it and how healthy it is the way you're doing it, we've had almost everyone who has asked us the question sign up at some point.
Yeah, it's not a fad diet at all. I mean, it's just healthy eating.
I came to Carrie after a long and drawn out accident I've been trying to get better from. I had the ball come off of my hip, the ball come off of my arm, and my tibia was crushed. And I have been trying to claw my way back since that. I was heavy to begin with. I've been heavy my entire life. Of course, diets all over the place. I was on blood pressure. I was sick from C. diff. I needed operations. and my brother had started with Carrie, and I thought, what do I have to lose? So Carrie is great. She talked to me, and she's gone through all these problems for herself. Well, not all of these problems, but dieting problems herself. And she knew where I was coming from with the weight difficulties. And she has the knowledge to help you get the weight off and keep it off. And she knows what's going on in your body. You finally get the science behind what's going on in your body. I know I bugged the crap out of her because I didn't lose weight, and she'd be like, I'm not worried, this is the 10 to 17 pound mark and you're supposed to be here and you're killing it. Carrie was there answering any questions, plus I got more knowledge. I got, okay, here's really how to read labels, here's really what's bad for you, and I'm constantly sending her pictures of labels on foods. Okay, because I don't know the chemical terms and she does, and okay, what about this? And it's prompted me to delve more into the educational part of what's good for you and what isn't, you know, and she gave me the basis for all of that, you know, what are you staying away from? And you realize the poison that you have been putting in your body for all your life. That's the amazing part. And I'll sit there today and it's like, oh gosh, you know, what am I going to eat? Because I know this is also bad for me. And that's in my head now, thanks to Carrie. It's in my head that I have to watch for those things. So, and you think decades of just those chemicals and globbiness inside of you, you know, and she helped purge that from your system. You got to do this for yourself. You know, take the time out and think about you for a little bit and stick with Carrie, and she will help you get to a healthier place in your life. She knows how it works, and she will help you learn how it works and get the weight off of you. Thank you, Carrie, for helping me and being the person you are and taking the journey you had to take to get to where I am today.
Well, what stood out to me the most was it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. And Carrie said at the very beginning, you're going to be living like a bear, like a hibernating bear. You're going to live off your own body. And with the visceral fat that I lost 16 pounds, it made the whole journey easy. And learning how to eat right and how to change my lifestyle, it was just simple. My biggest takeaway with this whole process is, as you look at it as a toddler, toddlers fall down. We all fall down. We all make mistakes. We all slip up. And over the years, you make mistakes and you slip up and you get into that binge eating. You're like a yo-yo. With this whole process and this whole way of changing your life, I've been able to keep my weight within 5 pounds of where I stood almost 2 years ago. I would say someone that's thinking about joining, if this is a journey you want to take, it's worth looking into. Then you'll feel comfortable, you'll feel welcome, you'll feel like you have a friend, you'll feel like someone that really cares about you is going to reach out to you and touch your soul. It's hard to reach out to do things like this, and it's almost embarrassing at some point when your weight goes up and down and you don't feel good about things. But when you take that first step, you're going to have somebody holding your hand, and somebody's going to be there with you every step of the way. The first time I went out to eat with my colleagues at work, we went to a real fancy restaurant, Italian restaurant in Cleveland. I made a call, I sent a text, and it was like, calm down, it's okay. And listen, if you overdo it a little bit, there's always tomorrow. You're going to get up, you're going to get back at it, and everything's going to be fine. So, you talk about like a no judgment zone. There's this network that gets built around you, and it's around you and how you think and how you feel. You might not feel every day like you're on target, but you'll get that text, or you'll get that call, or you'll go in for that weigh-in, and when you leave, you'll feel fulfilled. Like, boy, you'll feel really proud of yourself, and it's actually helped me with my self-esteem. When you're at the grocery store and you pick up something and you're looking at it with panic in your eyes, like, oh my God, what's in this? And you'll get that text, that ends in an OSC, don't pick that up, get this. Or, hey, that's pretty good, I could use that on my list. But and those are the things, when you start to hear that you're contributing, you're learning, and you're getting better at what you're doing, so you're becoming educated. And when you become educated, you make better choices. This is a lifestyle change. You're changing your lifestyle and who you are and what you're about. And sure, there are some things that you might miss. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't eat pizza, but I might have a slice or two now and then, instead of eating 3 or 4 whole pizzas in a weekend. And I don't miss it. I feel like I came to a friend. I feel like I came to someone that really cares about you. And she said she does this because she cares about people. She shared her journey with me. She shared, what she's gone through. And she's a human like I am. And you feel a connection with someone like this that makes you feel like you're part of them. Like, hey, we're going to do this together.
I had slowly been gaining some weight, and I had tried everything I knew to lose the weight, including like going 2 weeks with just drinking fruits and vegetables. And things would work for my husband, but they wouldn't work for me, and I was just really frustrated. I tried exercising more, and I was a healthy eater, but I just was never able to lose weight. And then, so I got to my goal weight, and I've stayed at my goal weight, which that's been interesting too. And as I told Carrie, I eat a lot of food. I always felt like I couldn't eat a lot or I would gain weight. I eat a lot, and I've been able to maintain it, so that's been interesting. I don't eat the same food that I ate. I've altered what I eat, but I never feel like I'm hungry. Well, there were a lot of elements of this diet that were different. The intermittent fasting, the types of food that I wasn't able to eat that I normally eat that I thought were diet foods. It was changing things up, like you couldn't eat the same foods next to each other. So there were things that, I'm like, okay, well, let's see if it works. And then not only was it working for me, but seeing it work for other people, I'm like, wow, this really does work. So I tell everybody, you gotta call Carrie, gotta try it out. But if you want to lose weight and keep it off, this is the way to go. And it's not like a fad thing that's not healthy. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel, your nails, your hair, everything's gonna look good because it is a healthy way to lose weight. But it truly does work. I feel like this isn't like a diet that you do, but it's kind of a change in your lifestyle. It's not like every now and then you can't eat something that's off of the diet or off of the, the plan. But we've completely changed the way we approach food, and I don't know. I think the more you get away from the processed stuff, the more the stuff that God made, the healthy stuff, tastes better. Like, just enjoying cherry and fruits, and when you put all that sugar in your body, it really, it kind of messes with your taste buds. But when you get all that out, you can really taste what God made. It just tastes so much better, and at the end of the day, you feel so much better.
When we first started out, like on paper and in the book, it's very simple. It's you do this, you eat this, lunch, dinner, intermittent fasting. Like the idea of it all was easy to follow. I'm not saying it wasn't hard for 57 days. There were days when it was hard, but what it was that you got to eat and couldn't eat was very easy to follow.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with my wife 100%. It was the platform was it just seemed so simple and almost too good to be true. And as long as you follow the plan, you'll see results quickly.
She gave us all the tools that we needed to be successful, to go on vacations and come home and have a safe day and be back to where we were, before we went on vacation. So there's a lot of things that she taught us along the way.
I mean, every morning the text message I had to give her, I felt guilty if I was going in any wrong way, but I needed that and that push. And her knowledge was just, on point. Anytime I had any question on, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I drink this? Can I eat that? She was quick to respond, and she delivered.
Carrie is just really knowledgeable and will explain things to you. I think that's she understands how it all works in your body and why it works that way. And if you have a question, she will explain it to you. And I think that helps you understand, why I can have this and why I can't have that. I think it makes it easier to understand why something's not working. Why I ate no carbs for 20 years and then that wasn't working for me anymore. So I think just her knowledge and her being able to explain it to you and her being accessible all the time was very helpful. Every step of the way, she would predict what was going to happen. It would happen, and then something would happen, and I would stall, and I'd have to do a stall, and she would know. She would know what was coming up next, and that's helpful to know what to expect and to not get frustrated. I lost probably 32 pounds. I lost 20 something the first round, and then did it again and lost another 10. And I'm a size I have never been.
I was up to 266 pounds, and I got all the way down to 215 at one point. I mean, I did gain about 10, 12 pounds back, but I've been able to maintain it and keep all that weight off for well over a year now. So it's possible. It's just very simple, and I recommend this to anybody that's willing to give 60 days of their life.
It's worth it.
So it's a 57-day plan to begin with, which I call phase 1. And I really am focused on regulating some hormones within that time period. So I do focus on some intermittent fasting. You'll hear me talking about that, but there's a science-based reason that I'm wrapping that into the program, and that's for hormone regulation. The other thing is elimination. In order to regulate hormones, we need to eliminate some endocrine disruptors, some hormone disruptors, and these are common things found in your food, but not just your food, your personal care products too. So that is something you will learn along the way in phase 1. Phase 2 is my specialty. Phase 2 is where I focus on reintegrating food back in, but at a slow pace, right? I'm teaching you how to put food back into your life and have high amounts of calories, but not gain the weight. There's a specific way to do that. This program is based around anti-inflammatory foods, reducing inflammation, but also getting your body to work for you, right? And the only way I can get you to a certain point in sustainability and maintenance is to create a foundation in the beginning. So it's foundation building. It's building on your primaries and actually integrating in foods one step at a time based off of inflammation that occurs from those foods. I've been using galvanic skin response technology for the past 10 years. That is in the form of ZYTO. So ZYTO is kind of special here, and as you will get to see for yourself if you decide to join the program, we do galvanic skin response testing. Now, what is galvanic skin response? Well, it's much like the same software that lie detection tests use, right? It tests by the perspiration of your skin. It's not a blood test. It's not an allergy test. It's an emotional response test. So it shows how much stress your body is taking on. It's not diagnostic. It's not going to tell me, here's everything that's wrong with you, but it is going to tell me the amount of stress that your body is taking on, whether it's chronic or acute, and it allows me to see deficiencies in your body, such as adrenals. Are your cortisol levels low? These are so pivotal to know because you might have adrenal fatigue and not even know it. And adrenal fatigue stems from the body's ability to take over certain hormones on that gland that they shouldn't be taking over anyways, while secreting cortisol at the same time. That actually happens between ages 40 and 60. So women often wonder why they struggle. And there's a true reason why. ZYTO takes the guesswork out of it. It's wonderful technology that creates a pathway for me to almost personalize your program. I don't have to guess. It just tells me what to do. And that's another piece of the puzzle. One thing that I ask from a client when they sign up is if they can report to myself or a coach daily. This is very important because accountability is the biggest portion of the program. I don't care how disciplined a person is. You need help with this. We are here and we have been through this whole process ourselves. So we know what we're doing to help you make the right choices while you're on the program. It's important that you text your coach daily, that you're reporting to them, and that you do it first thing in the morning because we can adjust your day. We can find patterns that you can't because we see it every day. We've been doing this for 12 years. That's the beautiful part about it.